Oh, dear.
All right, well, this is different. Hello and welcome to, the middle of Sylvan Lake for episode 13 of Oh Dear, presented by Bo's Bar and Stage. Not quite back at the studio yet, but we're out of the basement. This is pretty nice. It is Lund's birthday. Happy birthday, Lundy. Out here on a boat in the middle of Sylvan Lake. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure we're going to get a couple more of those throughout the episode. And we're on a pontoon boat courtesy of Sunsport Recreation, our episode 13 sponsor. So huge thanks to them letting us come out here, give this a try. And of course, we got to say thank you to Ryan and Riley from Communal Creative Studios, because they are out here. Riley looks pretty nervous with his cameras out here on a boat. So thank you guys for coming out. And of course, on this nautical voyage, I'm really excited for the boat puns, by the way, so buckle up. I'm not alone, joined as always by this motley crew, starting with old Ship for Brains himself, Dustin Moore. How's it going?
I couldn't be better. It's Tuesday. I'm on a boat, boats and doughs. You said you wanted some good puns today. We got a couple doughboys on here with you. So, I'm good. I'm really good. My 10th anniversary is coming up. So if you guys thought I was a suck up before, happy anniversary to my wife, Ashley. 10th coming up.
Oh,
yeah, it's in like 4 months.
To this. Yeah.
But other than that, I'm excited to do this episode and really excited for our interview later on this episode. So
all right. And he may not be the biggest of all the seamen, but he's the fastest swimmer. Kevin Walsh, how's it going?
I am very quick. Thank you, Ted. As evidenced by our paddle boat race earlier. I just looked back and you and Lund were doing circles. So
wow, that was more of a.
That's part of the game. You got to spin 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, no one told me that part. I'm good. I'm glad that I've had no migraine. Last episode I had about early. I had my first ever migraine about half an hour before we started recording, and I've never had a migraine before. So
you never forget your first.
Oh, I hope I never get another one. So anyways, thanks for carrying the rest of the episode, and thanks for your sign-off notes. I thought you had the voice down pat.
Yeah, so. It was, yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome for that, Kev.
Can we hear it one more time?
Hey, I'm Kevin Walsh.
It's a little Mickey Mouse. And hey, on that note, last but not least, having a hull of a time out here on his 35th birthday, first mate Ryan Lund. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing fucking fantastic, Ted. It's my birthday. I'm with you sailors in the middle of a lake on this beautiful, beautiful day. Doesn't get any better than this.
You should, when you swear, you should try and time it with the boat horn.
Yeah. I'm fantastic.
All right. Boat thing is going great so far. We may have to take you out of that seat, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, for Lundy's birthday, the last episode, Teddy let us get a couple digs in on him. So they say everyone is gifted, but some people just haven't opened their package yet. Hey, Teddy Emmett, welcome to the boat.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
I like that one. Yeah, that was great.
Lundy, you want to get one in for your birthday?
No, I couldn't. I want everyone to be in a good mood for my birthday. I didn't want to bring Ted down to our level, so you're welcome, Ted.
And again, we already mentioned too, Ryan and Riley out here with us as well. We got nothing but good things to say about them. And a reminder, Communal Creative Studios by Bo's fully up and running now. These guys have been working their asses off. Sorry, Lund, I didn't give you. They've been working their asses off. Working a couple podcasts. Wow, that just completely threw me off there. But the road, the stage going full tilt still. I know, Ryan, you guys are working on some other podcasts as well. So make sure you follow them on social media. Hit them up. Anything you need, video, audio. I know, Dustin, you've been using them pretty heavily the last couple weeks. Yeah,
we've used Ryan and Riley for a couple of videos, and they really can make something out of nothing. Like we did a talk in front of the green screen the other day, and Riley within a day and a half had an awesome video for a partnership we had at work. So yeah, get in touch with these guys if you have any marketing or any types of videos you want done for your business, and if personal or team building too.
Speaking of something from nothing, you guys are going to have to teach me how you do that, because then maybe this podcast might be good. Probably should have bleeped that out too, Lund, when I said that. But we're going to add one more to our crew in a bit here too. We're on a boat. We're on Sylvan Lake. So why not pick up someone who now in the off season calls Sylvan Lake home? So we're going to go pick up in a little bit Dustin's old Red Deer Rebels teammate, Vancouver Canuck Brandon Sutter. So that's going to be pretty fun too. And with that, we're going to kick things off as we always do with the Glad game.
All right, Lundy, take notes, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. What is it? Yeah.
Fuck. Jinx myself.
This is all staying in, by the way.
Yeah, perfect. The Glad game is brought to you by DNA Plumbing and Heating, Central Alberta's plumbing and heating experts. Have a leak? No hot water? DNA is here for you. I can just hear you over there, just snickering.
I didn't say a single thing.
Don't look at him.
I don't even remember where I was. DNA.
This guy sucks.
We're gonna run out of
All
film.
Have a leak? No hot water? DNA is here for you. Serving Sylvan Lake in central Alberta with 24-hour service, 7 days a week. If you're looking to give your kitchen or bathroom a facelift, visit DNA showroom specialist Mike Dempster for expert advice and assistance. Learn more at dnaplumbing.ca.
Good job.
Wow, the word
Nailed it.
assistance really makes my teeth talk.
Yeah, that was the only time you had a problem though that whole time.
Yeah, other than that, you nailed it, man.
All right, Lun's gonna hold his microphone a little closer and go first.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, Ryan.
So yeah, I mean, most of the time when we do this glad game, where we talk about what we're glad about, and usually it's somebody else. But for this one, I'm glad for our podcast. I think we've just surpassed 10,000 downloads with through the first 12 episodes. So that's pretty amazing for just a little Red Deer podcast here. Started out where we thought we might get 100 people listen to us, and to have over 10,000 downloads over the last 6 months, that's pretty amazing. So good job, guys. I'm pretty glad every day I get to do this with you. So cheers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow.
That's good. And I think today or tomorrow is the 6-month anniversary of episode 1 too. So that's pretty cool. And I'm just gonna jump on Lun's glad game bit there, just because again, for you guys, you know what, taking the time right now to come out on the boat. I know it's fun for us and we've had a great time, but you all still take the time to do it and have been learning. I think I've said this before. It can be pretty hard on you guys, but only because I know the potential that's there, and obviously want this to be great, and it has been. So good job to you guys. You know what, Ryan and Riley have been there part of the way. Looking forward to going the rest of the way. We're going to go all the way with you guys later. But again, yeah, sorry, Linda, hijacked your glad game there, but no, awesome. And again, thank you everyone too. Like 10,000 downloads in 12 episodes is pretty incredible.
Yeah, do you guys think back to when we were sitting on the deck without Kevin Walsh in December in the freezing cold, and Lund was hungover?
It might have been warmer then than it is out here on the lake today.
Did you think that in June we'd be on one of Brennan's Sunsport rentals boats in the middle of Sylvan Lake? Because I didn't see us here, and this is pretty cool.
No, when you guys said let's do a podcast, I never imagined we'd be doing it from a boat. So this is pretty cool.
Okay, well, I'll go next. Was that your glad game, or are you going to do another one?
I got one more that we can, yeah.
All right, so you're just piggybacking. I like it. So my glad game, I'm glad for, obviously there's a lot of news going on in Red Deer and Central Alberta, but one that popped out to me was a Cole Oriole Park. They did something cool. The leaders there, I'm assuming it's the leaders there, the admin, started a campaign to collect cereal for the Red Deer Food Bank. They ended up collecting over 541 boxes of cereal. They made an awesome video for social media, ran all the way through the hallways, doing a domino effect, and then went into the gym where it spread off to a heart. And then I don't know how many takes they took, but it looked like one take on the video. And yeah, that's a lot of food to the food bank, and I've never seen so many Cheerio boxes, I don't think. So
You've never looked in my cupboard?
yeah, when you watched that video, you were just like slowing it down to see which kind of cereal you can buy next day.
Yeah.
Before we go on, you got something in your teeth, Dustin.
Oh, perfect. Good thing it's a podcast, like you always tell me.
Yeah, but you might catch it on it's 4K.
I like how he knows exactly what tooth it's on too.
Yeah, I got 4 veneers. I can't feel when there's stuff in there.
Hey, I think you look great, man. Just ignore these guys. They're just haters.
You got any floss?
Just Lun's thong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
Have
go
at her.
ahead.
All right. I'm thankful that we have a young man named Cole Weber in Red Deer. He just recently was awarded $1 million grant from the federal government to help solve supply and logistics chain issues related to the COVID pandemic. So, it's kind of crazy to think back like a year now when things were going crazy and no one could find masks or protective equipment or whatever. And I think we've learned a lot from that. And so he's got this money to basically help improve all those problems, because this is going to be around and we are going to have these problems. And God forbid we have another pandemic at some point. I think hopefully we learn a lot as a society from this. So pretty cool to see a young Red Deer guy getting that money. I've always thought that Red Deer in Central Alberta is very entrepreneurial. So this is just one highlight of that.
And I think he's 22. Like
Yeah,
when I
he's
was
young,
22, I was skipping geography class and going to sleeping at the pool.
You'd still do that.
Yeah, good point.
You're supposed to be in geography class right now.
Why would you go to the pool to sleep?
Oh man, it's so nice in there. Like it's humid. Yeah, it was great times.
Oh, he's probably floating on like one of those rafts.
No. Yeah.
Or dinghy or a giant turtle or a duck.
No, I was sleeping in the stands at the pool at university.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Moving
you
on.
made it sound way better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got to know that. And I'm also glad, again, someone else, we saw with Jeremy Spink from Red Deer get some recognition from the National Hockey League. And now our friend Kevin Hodgson from Heroes Hockey is one of 3 finalists for the 2021 Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award. So that's, again, one of 3 finalists in North America for his work with Heroes Hockey. Pretty amazing. We've talked a lot about Heroes Hockey and our connection to it. And Kevin is what he does is he changes lives through hockey. Like there's no other way to put it. So by the time this comes out, voting will be over. So hopefully by then we can say he's the winner, because if he wins, $25,000 is going to be donated to Heroes Hockey, and they already get $5,000 just for him being a finalist. So again, congratulations, Kevin. I can't wait to see what comes of the Superheroes program in Central Alberta this fall. All right, and with that, we'll keep cruising along here. Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Nailed it, Ted. You nailed it.
Well, hey, our Red Deer Spotlight brought to you by Tourism Red Deer is a pretty easy one this time, because we can just talk about the boat we're sitting on. Sunsport Recreation is a member of Tourism Red Deer, and right before we got out on the boat, we got to have a little fun too. But this is, I think you said it's maybe a year old, this pontoon boat we're on, but it is, it's pretty awesome. There's lots of space here. I mean, you can record a podcast on it, so imagine what else you can do. But pretty neat, and we had some fun going and checking it out before we got on the boat.
And this thing's so big and it's so clean. I mean, you could probably eat off the floor if you wanted to. I mean, I don't recommend it, but I mean, if you had to, okay, maybe don't eat off the floor. But it's you could probably have a 12-person party once the new COVID rules come into effect, or we're in stage 3. So come out to Sunsport, rent a pontoon boat, and have a blast.
Yeah, and this is my first time that I've been out here. You don't come out to Sylvan Lake a whole ton because how busy it is with tourists and stuff in the summer, but this is perfect. It's not very busy today. It's a little overcast, but I learned so much about Sunsport today. Like I didn't realize they had paddle boats, paddle boards, sea-doos, anything you really want to do on the water, they have it.
It's been family owned for I think over 20 years. It's been here. It's right next to where Wild Rapids Water Park used to be, which is kind of weird to look in. It doesn't look like a huge space where it used to be, but that's where it went to. But yeah, you get speed boats, sea-doos, pontoon boats. I think you listed all: kayaks, paddle boards, paddle boats. And those paddle boards are not they're not as hard as I thought they would be, but when you get going, like it's a pretty decent workout. I guess I see why people do it so much, but I see people out there all the time. They've got like, whether it's their dog on the paddleboard with them, like their phone, maybe a boombox, like that. I would never trust myself that much.
Well, I know paddleboards are really expensive to actually go and buy if you're not living at a lake. There's probably not much point in you buying one. So to come and rent one for the day and enjoy the water and the sunshine and to enjoy Sylvan Lake afterwards is a pretty good day.
And you know what? The water's not even that cold today. I thought it would be absolutely freezing, but we hopped in there earlier, and I know, Ted, you went under the water. We might go under the water, but I think the loser of the Ted versus Walsh contest should.
Yeah, there's
should
a couple
in.
different things we might end up. It wasn't too bad. It was refreshing, and we almost went in again when we thought 4 of us. Hey, let's not only take the 4-person paddle boat out, but let's put Ted and Lund on the back with the propeller, whatever, on the front.
Yeah, I don't think the 4-person one is for adults. I think it's for a family of 4 with two young kids.
Or at least Kevin Walsh on the back.
I don't think that would have helped out though. That's like 1,000 pounds close to 1,000 pounds between the 4 of us.
Yeah, you guys were grilling us at the start, saying, "Well, why are we on the back?" I didn't realize that the actual propeller was on the front. And then when you guys sat down and it was up in the air, and me and Kevin were just spinning circles, I then realized what you guys had meant. But
My life flashed before my eyes. Because I thought I was just going to go backwards right over top, and
what a way to go.
And yeah, the one thing too we didn't get to do this winter, and hopefully will next winter too, is they have the ice shack rentals, ice fishing shack rentals in the winter too, and snowshoe rentals as well. But those shacks are pretty cool. I think one of them, or even both of them, maybe you can stay overnight. But that's pretty cool, and something. Hey, maybe like we could go sit in it now, but it wouldn't be much fun. But they're pretty cool too. So basically all seasons, Sunsport Recreation has a lot to offer there. And again, we can't thank them enough for being our episode sponsor, letting us come out here and hang out on a boat to do a podcast. I don't think too many people get to say they've done that. So that's pretty cool. So make sure you check them out. You can go to sunsportrentals.com for more details. And again, thank you once again, Tourism Red Deer, for helping us hook this up. And speaking of Tourism Red Deer, Lund and Walsh, you guys have something pretty cool in the works with them.
Yeah, so me and Lund have been cooking up some ideas, and we've come up with a scavenger hunt type event. So we're in the early stages of planning. We have a rough framework and expect to release details shortly.
So me and Kev have been talking about this for like the last month, and I keep telling him it's not a scavenger hunt, it's a treasure hunt. I even bought a fancy treasure chest for the treasure hunt. Oh. So July 11th, week long. It's gonna include hopefully some local businesses, some local landmarks, and some part of the trail system here in Red Deer. So if you're looking for something to do in July, you'll see some stuff on social media, and we may have some other updated information coming out in the coming weeks here.
And we're aiming to have some good prizes for all participants. So.
Yeah, I think we're still trying to figure out the pricing structure, but we're going to have well over $1,000 worth of prizes and gift cards and alike. So should be fun for a couple or the whole family or just you and a buddy that wants to get out and explore Red Deer. And I mean, everyone's just itching to get back out there after these restrictions come off. So this was our way of giving back to the community, I guess.
Yeah, and great job, you too. Like you took this idea, I think, a couple months ago and ran with it. Really looking forward to doing that. And that's it. You know what? That's just another big part of the best summer ever in Alberta.
Yeah, it's because we're crushing it.
Yeah. And speaking of crushing it and the best summer ever, another way to do that is, of course, keep ordering door tender, and they've given us another way to save. So we've had the Oh Dear code for a little while for the $5 off. Even if you've used that, whether you've used door tender once or 100 times, like Dustin maybe. I mean, if it's 100 times, maybe we need to talk because I don't know how long they've been up and running for. But if you use the code Oh Dear Summer, you're going to get $10 off your next order from door tender. So make sure you use that and keep crushing it. And crushing drinks this summer. And thank you again to Door Tender, as always, providing some drinks for this episode for us.
So I've got a quick little Door Tender story. They dropped off the Oh Dear bundle to my place on Monday, the day before my birthday. And I just assumed it was one of you three because I thought, oh, this is the Oh Dear bundle. It must have been one of you three. So I asked Tad. He's like, no, I didn't. I mean, I'll take credit for it, but no, I didn't order it. Then I asked Walsh and Dustin, didn't get a response. And then I realized my mom had just called like 5 minutes before they showed up asking if I was home. So I put 2 and 2 together. So she got me the Oh Dear bundle, and it was a great surprise.
What did you get when you put 2 and 2 together?
I got that my mom ordered me the Oh Dear bundle.
Yeah, I got 4.
Wow, that's
the best part of that story is that your mom ordered you an Oh Dear bundle not on your birthday.
Well, that's what really threw me off. Because I thought, oh, Ted's just ordering beer for the podcast. I'm like, oh, and then the delivery girl's like, oh, happy birthday, Ryan. I'm like, oh, how'd she know that? And then she just left. She didn't tell me who got it or anything. So it's perfect birthday gift if you have anyone out there. And I know Walsh got Dustin some Oh Dear stuff for his birthday a week ago too. So yeah, it was awesome.
You should have known that it wasn't one of us. There was no Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Should have been your first clue.
I was a little skeptical when I was opening the bag too.
And before we move on, really quick update on learn a new skill or pay the bill. And I haven't done much unicycling. We'll see what the next week and a bit brings. But you know what? Start thinking about where you guys want to go for dinner. I'm assuming Bose, which is good because that's where I'm going to take you. On wing night.
What's the deadline for that? Is there a hard deadline?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Well, should we set one right now?
Yes.
It would be 2 weeks from 2 days from now.
So what day is that then?
I don't know, July
the 24th.
June something, yeah.
Okay, July 24th will be
June
24th.
June 24th, yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't get another month.
Whether we may not record as much in the summer, but either way, we'll after that spin and find out probably me again and what I'm going to have to do. So just a quick update on that one before we move along, but. Man, it's not going great so far. Even with you, I think it was harder, Lund, when you were trying to hold me up.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't found the right formula for unicycling yet. So
I was talking with my brother-in-law on the weekend, and that's whose unicycle it is. And so he said he saw some clips, and he said, "Yeah, Ted's not doing very well." Hey, I said no, and he said, "Yeah, what I found is he really had to work his hips to stay up." So he told me to pass on that tip.
So it's because my hips are too tight.
Hips don't lie.
yeah, you should do it riding to Shakira.
That might help.
That would probably help.
Okay, good tips. Thanks, guys. Man, this is great. Things are going swimmingly out here on the boat. I think thank you. We just obviously want to just sit here and enjoy being on the boat, so we're just crushing it here. And since Father's Day is coming up, we're going to go into Deer Call, and this one's going to be all about dad jokes. So as we head into Deer Call...
That was my deer call. Because there's no deer in the lake, Ted.
Oh, that's fair, yeah. That might be closer than some of the ones you've done anyways.
Oh, that boat's coming.
I'll see, it worked.
That's our boat call.
So, again, a dad joke themed Deer Call. So we're going to kick things off again with a dad joke about our Deer Call sponsor, Andrew Russell. Dusty, take it away.
All right, here we go. This is a long one. So Andrew Russell was strolling down the beach when he found an old lamp. Ever the optimist, he started rubbing the lamp, and lo and behold, a genie appeared before him. "I will grant you 3 wishes, but since you are a real estate agent, you will need to learn humility for every wish you are granted. Your biggest rival agent will get double whatever you wish for." Andrew thought long and hard and finally accepted the genie's offer. "I wish for $10 million, the genie replied. "Your wish is granted. You now have $10 million, and your rival now has $20 million. Then Andrew said, "I wish for a vintage Ferrari. Your wish is granted. You now have a vintage Ferrari, and your fiercest rival now has 2 vintage Ferraris. Okay," the genie added, "you now have 2 wishes and only 1 left. Choose wisely. What is your final wish?" Andrew paused, thought long and hard, and then he said, "I wish I could donate a kidney."
I don't know if it's the way I wrote it or the way you read it, but you kind of confused me there. Hey, Lund, did you hear about the last vacant apartment in the apartment building?
I didn't.
It was last, but not least.
That's bad.
That was awful.
Well, yeah, it's a dad joke. It's not a good joke. So again, we put the Deer Call out for dad jokes. We got a couple. We're going to go through a couple of our own. So first off, Ashley started things off. How do you make a tissue dance?
Put a boogie in it.
Put a little boogie in it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah.
You could put a big boogie in it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Kids do have a lot of boogers to give.
Are they little boogers or big boogies?
It depends. Depends how much dirt they've been eating.
Yummy.
Is that an actual thing? Like the more dirt you eat, the bigger your boogers are?
Well, it's not so much about eating it, but when they eat it, they also just shove it in their face so it gets up their nose.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we learned something. Didn't expect that. Blake and Jen from Stride Physio. This one's just, "Hey, Dustin, are you a crustacean? Because you're being a bit shellfish."
These are so bad.
These are all like cringeworthy, where you just want to like groan right afterwards.
Okay, Lund, why don't you tell us a funny joke?
Okay. Did you guys hear about that kidnapping at Hunting House? It's okay. He woke up.
That was actually good.
Here's an oh deer themed one. Caitlin said, "What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?"
Don't know.
Beer nuts are over $1 and deer nuts are under $1.
See, those ones were actually
yeah,
good.
that was clever. Yeah, I like that one.
Well, so you're just trashing our listeners for giving us bad jokes.
Well,
No,
if they're
I
bad-
trashing your joke
If
earlier.
they're bad, we're gonna tell it how it is, Ted.
That's true.
There's no bullshit. There's no bull on this podcast.
All right, knock knock. This is from Kathy. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
I want to do this one. Dishes Sean Connery.
Oh my god, I like that.
Here's another nautical themed one. Colin said, "How many tickles does it take to tickle an octopus?"
8.
10. 10 tickles.
Oh.
So you don't get it, do you?
Oh, sorry, I was reading dad jokes on my phone here.
Pay attention. Lindsay said, "What has 4 wheels and flies?"
The DeLorean in Back to the Future.
That is a fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a garbage truck.
Oh, and flies. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, I missed that one until okay, I got that one.
And last one from the listeners, just CP. There's no actual name. What's the best time of day?
Right now.
6:30, hands down.
Oh yeah, that's clever. I like that one.
And now, and I've got a couple of my own too, and I know we told you guys to come prepared. So a little bit of a dad joke free for all. Let's go.
Here's a good one. Which bear is the most condescending? A panda.
So I use that one at Ted's recital.
No,
Yeah.
You booed
Yeah,
him.
you
I thought you were saying
booed
that as a
that
joke.
Oh,
You
I don't
booed
remember
it.
that one.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's good. That's why I said it. But why is Peter Pan always flying?
Because he never lands.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
You read that one too.
What has ears but cannot hear?
What?
Cornfield.
That was like half a riddle. Don't make us think.
I feel like that's a very good
Yeah.
dad joke because it's nice and clean.
Yeah, it is.
It's educational. And
See, to me, there's two types of dad jokes.
okay.
The one is the one for kids, and then some of the ones we've heard are ones for adults
Yeah.
that are corny.
Right.
But my kids are at the perfect age where they love these corny, stupid jokes.
Is that a pun on your cornfield joke too?
No.
Should have
But
been.
their jokes are they got some work to do. They try and make up their own. And
Well, give them this one. Hey, Dustin, why don't calendars last very long?
I don't know, Ted.
Because their days are numbered.
Okay, I like that one. And this one's not so much a dad joke as it is a little bit of a story from the last couple of days. And
Oh.
It's just me being a dad. But my wife asked me to go pick up 6 cans of Sprite the other day. And then I realized I picked 7 Up. You guys actually thought I was going to
Yeah.
tell you a story.
I just have a fact for you guys. Singing in the shower is fun until you get shampoo in your mouth. Then it becomes a soap opera.
These are so bad.
Like at the end of a dad joke, you're always not sure if you like laugh or because you're like, oh, that was so bad. But
You do whatever it feels, yeah, because they're supposed to be bad.
yeah, I know, but I always find myself like laughing and crying at the same
Yeah,
time.
I love it. I live my life on. Well, you know this. I'm a dad joke aficionado.
Yeah, you really do. You tell way too many dad jokes, and you're not even a dad yet. So I guess you're just practicing.
Yeah, I'm a fraud.
Yeah.
he's a wannabe.
Well, I don't want to be. I'll tell you that much.
No, he's a wannabe in the sense that he's a Spice Girl fan.
Boo.
That was the worst one yet.
I was just
I
trying
don't
to
think
use
that was a joke,
That
that
was
was a fact.
that was just a pun. Yeah, it wasn't a joke. It was just a fact.
Good, because it wasn't funny.
Good.
You only brought one dad joke?
What did the left eye say to the right eye?
Why you being so lazy?
Between us, something smells.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
How do you track Will Smith in the snow? You just follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that
90s
one.
joke. I like it.
that one.
I got lots of them. But I can only list 25 letters in the alphabet. I don't know why.
I had a good one back when you had to do some rookie stuff. You did rookie joke telling on the bus, and veterans had to laugh at you, or you had to keep telling jokes. And I went up there and I said, "What did the fish say when he hit the brick wall?"
Nothing.
Damn.
So what would it have been, like 20 years ago? Like the
Yeah.
exact same time you started telling that story?
Did they
Yeah,
laugh?
sorry about that.
Did they laugh at that one?
They did laugh, yeah.
So you passed.
It was simple. I passed. I was a 20-year-old rookie, right? So they liked me.
So I like telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
Okay, that's actually my favorite one so far. This is my favorite one. A lot of people don't find it funny, but I'm going to tell it anyways. What's E.T. short for? Because he has little legs.
Is that a Kevin Walsh joke?
No, it's an E.T. joke.
It's an ET joke. It's an alien joke.
Not everything has to be about Kevin being short, Dustin. Just most things.
Yeah. What animal is always at a baseball game?
Bird.
A bat.
Oh shit!
I mean, you're not wrong. If you're just trying to state a fact.
I thought we were done with the dad joke. I thought you were just
No.
asking me a question.
Yeah.
Didn't know you were all about the facts.
Now we're into
today.
the fact finder part of this episode. Why don't boxers have sex before a fight? Because they're just not into each other.
Yeah. Fair enough.
They don't have any long form dad jokes.
No.
I'll tell one to end us off, but does anyone have any other ones?
Why was the ghost so tired?
I'm trying to think of why, but I can't.
Because he worked the graveyard shift.
This could
All right,
turn
we're
into
going
a
downhill
3-hour
here.
episode. Yeah. All right. So there's an elderly couple. They're both in their 90s, starting to lose their memory. And they go to the doctor to make sure everything's okay. The doctor said, hey, look, you're fine. Like, you're just getting older. You're losing your memory. It happens. So here's what you do is start carrying a little notepad and pen around with you everywhere you go and write things down. So they said, okay, they went home. Later that night, they're watching TV and the husband says, hey, I'm going to the kitchen. Would you like anything? She said, yeah, I'll have a bowl of ice cream. He said, great. She said, well, aren't you going to write that down? He said, I don't need to write that down. You want ice cream. She says, okay, well, I want chocolate sauce on it too. You better write that down. He said, I can remember that you want ice cream with chocolate sauce. He said, oh, I'd actually like some whipped cream on there too. So I think you should write that down. No, you want ice cream, chocolate sauce, whipped cream. Easy. I'll be right back. So he's in the kitchen for like 45 minutes and his wife has no idea what's going on. And he comes out carrying a plate of bacon and eggs. And she says, oh, you idiot. You forgot my toast. But hey, we did it. We made it through another edition of Deer Call. Thanks everyone again for submitting your dad jokes. I can't believe, Dustin, you've gone this far without saying Happy Father's Day yet. I'm sure we'll get there a couple times.
Happy birthday, Dustin.
Yeah.
It's Lundy's birthday. Happy birthday, Lundy, and happy Father's Day to everybody.
I just had to get one in on you.
Get the Father's Day box from Bose. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah. So why are we talking about it now?
well, we'll talk about it later.
You should write that down.
Yeah. Took you a second to get that joke, Dustin, didn't it? Yeah. And hey, the dad jokes aren't done because I actually brought my game. It's called Laugh and Lose. We're going to play it with Brandon Sutter, and out of the four of us, whoever laughs the most at the dad jokes that are pulled out has to jump in the lake. So with that, I guess we're going to hoist up the anchor. We really did absolutely. I wanted to say cruise, and I don't mean it as a pun, but we're doing great. Good job, everyone. We didn't even need our time captain, Lund, because he's being our actual captain today of the boat.
Just trying to keep you guys safe out here.
So we're going to go across the lake here and pick up our guest, Brandon Sutter. We're going to watch Dustin try and figure out how to use a map or drop a pin.
I think we're just going to stop off at every house until we find them. So, I mean, Sylvan Lake's only so big, right?
Yeah, so we're going to get into our feature interview right away. And before we do that, Lundy, who is this interview brought to us by?
I'm taking notes, by the way.
This interview is brought to you by Louis Corriveau of Warren Sinclair LLP, a Central Alberta law firm dedicated to helping all its clients achieve their business and personal goals. Learn more at warrensinclair.com. And remember, if your marriage turns pooey, call Louis.
Have you guys called him yet and got your lease agreement done up?
No, I think we're getting our prenup done up.
Yeah. Post up, prenup, whatever. Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
All right, so through the magic of editing, we've picked up our special guest. We have a lifeguard on duty now as well, so I hope everyone feels safe. And we got the party hats on because it is Lund's birthday. And as a birthday gift, Ryan, well, that's the first time I think I've ever called you Ryan. So 2 birthday gifts. One, I'm going to call you by your name. 2, Dustin is going to introduce our guest, or attempt to.
Well, former line mate of Dustin Moore with the Red Deer Rebels, drafted 11th overall to the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL draft. I don't know what year, but I do know that it was the year that he played with me after.
Well said.
World Junior gold medalist 2007, 2008. He's played for the Carolina Hurricanes, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and now the Vancouver Canucks. Most recently a free agent, I believe, and looking for a new deal. I know a few of us on this boat want him to sign somewhere, but I won't say. Brandon Sutter, welcome to the pontoon boat.
Wow, that was a good intro.
Is that what it's like for you guys, waiting for me to get to my friggin' point? Now I understand.
God, yeah, we always check our watches.
Yep.
Like, oh man.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's why I drink, Ted. Welcome, Brandon.
Hey, thanks for having me. Happy birthday.
Thanks for coming to my birthday party.
You remembered, yeah.
That's a good party. I like it. Yeah, it's nice to be out here, and I'm glad we have a lifeguard. I feel safe. This is good. I'm happy. So.
You're safe until you go in the water. Then I don't know.
Yeah, Ted doesn't know how to swim, so just don't go in the water.
We didn't exactly get the best water day for it, but that's all right.
So yeah, Brandon, thanks a lot for joining us. We want to do something a little different, being out here on Sylvan Lake. And I said to Dustin, knowing that your summer home is here, I thought, hey, that would be a great interview in the off season. So I guess first off, what was it like playing with Dustin and having to carry him? And how the hell did he play with 7 future NHLers and be a -1 in 07?
You were -1.
I was -1 that year.
Wow. Yeah, no, he was pretty good. You were a 20-year-old, right?
I
Yeah.
was a 20-year-old rookie.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good. Yeah, that's right. We used to give him a hard time because he was 20, like the oldest guy on the team, but he was also treated like the 15-year-old. So it was perfect. He was the only guy I could just bully around when he was 3 years older than me. So
Can you think of anything like really random or weird that you got him to do because he was a rookie?
well, you would have to do like
Back check.
sing a song on the bus or something. wouldn't you?
Jokes. We talked about the jokes. we
Yeah,
had to
tell
do
jokes on the bus. Yeah, it's always good when an older guy has to do that because you can just give it to him and he can't say anything back
The
to you.
best part, like Satsi, his house was the house we went to play Mario Party all the time. Like his billets, it was awesome. Like every day, it felt like it was Mario Party. Go to the mall, go to check-in, go to practice, and that'll be my claim to fame now forever. Is I got to play Mario Party at Satsi's house for a whole year.
Yeah, we had a lot of time to kill. I like I think my favorite thing we used to go to the mall, the Bauer Mall, and we would take toonies and super glue them to the floor. And then we would just sit there on the chairs and people would walk up and they'd sit there and they'd try to pick it up and then they try to kick it. And then next thing you know, the custodian would be over picking it up. And it was just, we had so much time to kill. And none of us were in, at that, well, once you're 17, 18, you're not in school anymore. So you're just kind of hanging out. It was a lot of long days, but a lot of Mario Kart and Mario Party for sure.
Oh my God. I remember in junior high and even high school thinking, oh God, those Red Deer Rebels are so cool. And now hearing a story of what you guys did for fun, just gluing toonies to the
wasn't that
floor.
Well, it depends who you have.
I can see line. Oh man, I wish I was a Red Deer Rebel
Yeah.
right now.
Man, well, I do wish I was a Red Deer Rebel. It does sound like fun.
Yeah.
So Mario Party was the game back then. are you still playing video games in your downtime?
No, I used to. Like my first few years when I went down to the States, I was by myself. So I just had the Xbox was like my friend. But now with family and 2 kids, it's I kind of put that away. I don't really have an interest anymore. But we do play on the plane, actually. We have, so for my 29th birthday, my 29th birthday, my wife's like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, oh, I want a Nintendo Switch. So I got a Nintendo Switch because a bunch of guys on the team had them. So on the plane, we play like the new Mario Kart on Nintendo Switch, and we can get 8 guys going at a time. So on the plane, we're
That would
just
be fun.
yelling at each other and playing Mario Kart for hours. That's the only video game I play still, but it's pretty fun. Kills the time.
So while we're talking about planes, the NHL aligned divisions or new aligned divisions this year, obviously with COVID. How was it this year? Like you played 6 teams, I think, all season. You're flying just in Canada. Tell us about your year. Like, did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay. Like it was just different playing the same team all the time. Like we'd go to Toronto and play 3 games and then, play Ottawa the next 3 or whatever. It was just a weird schedule, but being on the road kind of sucked because usually the best part is going on the road. We all get to all of our free time. Like you always fly in the night before. So we'll go for dinner somewhere, go for a beer, whatever, hang out. And then you actually have time to kind of see the city depending where you're at. Or if you're down in like California or Florida, go to the beach for a day and hang out, kind of get away from the rink. It's kind of fun. This year was like, we weren't really supposed to leave our hotel. We were allowed to go outside for a walk, but we couldn't go to anywhere. So it was kind of a long year. Spent a lot of time in the hotel. So it kind of got old pretty quick, but it was fine. Playing the Canadian teams was cool. Obviously in Canada, it's kind of nice when all the Canadian teams are playing each other. So it was fine, but just playing with no fans, just like, it's so different. Like, it's not like now, like, at least watching playoffs, you're like when I first watched the playoff game, it was the US team. I can't remember who it was. They were playing each other. And I'm like, oh, like that.
Just craving it.
Oh, it just, you remember how fun that is. So it's been a while. So hopefully we can get back there.
Just before we move on, are we good with the rain? Do you guys want to take a break or? Yeah, you guys are okay? Okay.
Yeah, just cut us.
Way to look at that radar, Dustin.
Yeah.
Hey man, we're fine over here. This canopy,
I'm good, man.
He's doing its job. Sucks to be you two.
Speaking of Canadian teams, though, I don't think anyone would have picked Montreal to be the Canadian team to still be, I guess, the last one standing. Would you have had them?
Obviously, besides Vancouver.
Yeah. Of course. The only reason I would have picked them is because we had the hardest time with them this year. Like our record against them, I think we only won maybe 2 or 3 games against them. They would have beat us 6 or 7 times. So they were the one team that we just like had such a hard time with. So they're pretty good. Their back end, their defense is really good. They're all big guys, but their goal, when Price is in net, you always have a chance to win. So they're playing well. I don't know. They're rolling right now. So
do you think their style of play is more of a playoff style? Like, do you think that benefits them more than other Canadian teams' styles this year?
It's kind of hard to say. Like obviously they beat Toronto. Toronto's like so talented and so skilled. Like when sometimes you play them, you get in like those 10-minute funks where like you just can't get the puck, and they're just like you feel like you're playing shinny, but like they're so much better. They're just they're so skilled. So I was pretty surprised that they went out first round. But I mean, they're up 3-1. Every game's so tight. They end up losing. But I would have picked Toronto, even Edmonton too. I mean, their top guys are just so good. Like they're like. I mean, Connor's on just the next level. Like McDavid is just that good. So I would have picked them to do a bit better too. But that's just the league. It's so tight. Like any game, like anybody can win. So it's I'm not really surprised that Montreal came out.
Edmonton just needs a couple depth guys. Sorry.
You're going to go from a 20-year-old rookie to a 40-year-old rookie pretty quick.
No, I wasn't meaning me, Brandon.
No, he was trying to,
Can't you
basically tell you how to live your life.
He's still in game shape. Can't you see?
Dustin is the king of subtlety too. So one thing now is you've lived in Vancouver, lived in Raleigh in North Carolina and in Pittsburgh. Obviously, I think would have to be 3 pretty cool cities, all pretty different. Do you have a favorite one out of the 3 that you've lived in?
Oh, definitely Vancouver. Yeah, just nice being back in Canada. And I mean, if you guys been to Vancouver, I'm sure maybe like it's just it's awesome. You got the ocean, the mountains, the downtown. It's if you're going to be in a city, I don't know if they're going to find just a city to live in. It's awesome. So we really like it. And we've had 2 kids born there. We have our 3rd kid coming this summer, going back there to have the baby there. So 3 kids born there. It's just kind of become kind of a cool place for us. So Pittsburgh was I started in Carolina, and it was like so different. Like it's like hockey's not really on, like people go to the games, but it's not like it's all college basketball, college sports, so it's not really as big of a deal as is in Canada. So you're kind of just left alone. You just do your thing, and it's so quiet. It's a great place to live. Pittsburgh's like sports town. It's kind of like Canada, but it's like they love football, hockey, and baseball, and that's just like they live for it. So it was pretty cool going to a market like that where they love it. And then obviously Vancouver, being in Canada, hockey's great. So I've been in 3 pretty cool places. So hopefully stay in Vancouver for the rest of the way, but you never know what'll happen.
Would you get recognized when you went out in Carolina, or is it kind of?
No, it's pretty tame. Yeah, we had kind of a young group of guys there that we all kind of hung out together, and it was pretty quiet. You don't really ever get bothered anywhere, and it's kind of nice. Pittsburgh was way more like I said, people live for sports there, so they really recognize you. But in Vancouver, it's kind of different because it's a hockey town, but people are so busy skiing and hiking, and it's just a different atmosphere that they don't really bug you too much either. So it's a good place to play. So
you brought up playing in Pittsburgh. You got to play with Sidney Crosby, definitely one of the greatest players of all time. I think safe to say that now. What's something you think about when you think about Sidney Crosby?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he's just so good. Yeah, I think just in practice, like playing with him in practice, first couple times you're on the ice with him, you're just like, oh man, this guy is so good, and he just makes your team so good. Like when you're there, every year you have a chance to win just because of him, and obviously Melkin too. But Sid, he's just awesome. He's an awesome dude, and when I was there, he was kind of same thing, living on his own. So we hung out quite a bit, and he was just a good guy to be around. And then he's so good on the ice. It's just fun. There were so many games he would do something on the ice, and guys would just be like, the guys on the team would be like, how did he do that? Like, what did you see him do that? It's just like, it's so cool to see that because not many guys like that. Like I'd say him and McDavid, maybe Matthews a bit. They do things that you're just like, man, like I don't know how you do that, but pretty cool.
Front row seat on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
hopefully you're not on the ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone remember what we were talking about there? So we're getting a little bit of rain because Dustin's really good at reading the radar, apparently. But
no, don't put this on Dustin.
There's blue skies for days, boys.
Nothing's gonna ruin my birthday, Ted.
Not even his hat.
Not even this.
You're not gonna get any rain in that hat.
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah.
Brandon, you were talking about Pittsburgh. Like, I've never been there. What would you recommend someone do if they were going to visit Pittsburgh? What was your favorite thing to do, either while living there or while playing there?
Hard-hitting question for the Red Deer podcast.
Well, I'm sure our fans want to know.
Travel to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're going to go to Pittsburgh, what can you do?
What pub are you going to go to? Like, what is the best food in Pittsburgh? Hey, Lundy?
Yeah. What's the best lunch spot?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a sports town, so you got to go there. If you're going to go there, you got to go on a weekend where you can get like a hockey game, a football. You can go. A couple guys from Red Deer actually came a few years ago when I was there, and they went to. I think they went to they might have hit all 3. It might have been baseball, then like.
Oh, the trifecta. It
would have been early football season. I think maybe like a Sunday night football game, and then like a Saturday hockey game. So they had a pretty good time. Yeah, just sports. It's a sports town for sure, but it's cool. You can walk to everything. It's a good place to go.
Did you get a chance to go check out many Steelers games?
I went to, I think 3 I went to. I'm a Bears fan, so I went to a Sunday night football game in Pittsburgh with a Bears hat on. And in Pittsburgh, like they obviously it's a sports town, so they recognize it pretty good. So people were like, "What are you doing?" Like it was fun, but guys were like, "Why are you wearing non-Steelers stuff?"
You and Merrick are both Bears fans.
Bears fans,
Woof.
yeah.
Did Sid have to sit you down and tell you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I told him, but yeah, it was pretty fun. It's a good town to go to for sure for football and stuff.
Hey, well, great question, Lund. I guess, Brandon, if you were to pick any city in the world,
Other than
To
Red
go
Deer.
for lunch.
yeah, to go
Where
for
do you
lunch,
go?
where would you go and what restaurant? I want to bring things back to Red Deer. And one thing I'm curious about, because I know I've heard a couple stories from Dustin on this. Obviously, when you played for the Rebels, you played for your dad. And when I played Division 7 hockey back in Calgary, I remember what it was like playing for my dad as a coach. What was that like for you? Or was it pretty easy to separate the two when you were at the rink?
Yeah, it was pretty good to separate. It was a little different at first, like just, it's your dad, like he's yelling at the team or yelling at the guys, he's yelling at you. You're like, oh, this is weird. But before I got drafted to the Rebels, he asked me, sat me down a couple days before, and he's like, thinking about drafting you, blah blah blah. Like, what do you think? And originally I was like, fuck no, like no, I don't know, like. But I kind of thought it over a bit and talked to some people, like kind of some guys on the team and stuff, and it just kind of worked out good. But it ended up being awesome. He was a good coach, and it all worked out. It all worked out well. I still lived in a billet and stuff like that, just because it's like, I don't know. You still want to be like just like one of the guys. You don't want to be like, special treatment or whatever when you're 16 years old. You just want to fit in. So lived in a billet house, had awesome billets in Red Deer, and went to school in Red Deer, did the whole normal deal as everybody else. So it worked out pretty good, and obviously it helped me for sure because he was a good coach for me. And I mean, Dustin Adam, he knows what he's doing, and but that's a long time ago. That was a long time ago, but we had a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got a chance to play for him. It's kind of cool looking back now. I'm glad I did it now, like, oh, I played for my dad. It's kind of cool. Not many guys can do that. So that was, it ended up being pretty cool.
I remember like when I first came to the Rebels, and I think it was in October, and I knew Brandon a little bit, and I knew Ted Vandermeer a little bit on the Rebels, and I come in and a few games in, and I get to play the power play with Brandon Sutter and Marty Hansler on the back end on our 5-on-3, and Kirill Starkov and Brett Sutter and myself. I'm like, this one thing doesn't look like the other on this power play. And then obviously Brandon ends up 11th overall in the NHL, and Marty Hansel's right there, and all these other guys. And what a cool experience that was. And obviously playing for Brent and his experience in the NHL, Stanley Cups, and he's by far my favorite coach I've ever had. And I think it was probably because I played a little bit like him, where it was kind of like a little greasy and not as skilled as you and Marty and Kirill. But yeah, the crazy experience and something I'll cherish for the rest of my life. I know I tell these guys all the time and they give me a hard time, but whatever. I don't care.
I would too. I'd tell those stories all the time too. It's pretty cool.
So after you got Brandon off the top power play unit, it started clicking?
Oh no,
It started working. Finally started working. Yeah, it was fun. We had some fun. That was a fun year. We had a good team that year. It was fun. Looking back, for sure. Good time.
What round did you guys make it to that year?
Ooh, first round.
yeah,
Game
we
7.
lost a lot. But if you think back to who it was against, Vancouver was hosting the Memorial Cup that year, and Medicine Hat had Chris Russell, Darren Helm. Like I think they might have Dorsett. Like they had like
Cam Barker.
yeah, they had a
They had
bunch
some
of
players.
NHLers too, and unbelievable team. And we took them to 7 games, and we lost in their building. I think we got shut out like 3 times in their building. But
Yeah.
what a cool experience that was, and obviously playing with. We got this guy on the boat today.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I mean, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't be here right now.
For your
Talking
birthday.
about-
On your
for my
birthday. Having a party.
And if you ever
Yeah.
wonder how much Dustin really appreciated playing with you, every year, every hockey pool, he picks you.
That's
Because he wants to
that's
say-
not a good
he
pick.
wants to say-
That is not the right
It
pick.
is for Dustin because he says, "Oh, it's my NHL buddy, Brandon Sutter."
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah, Dustin has yet to win a hockey
Yeah,
pool, so-
that's a bad
He's
pick.
still
Come
That wasn't very
on,
nice.
guys.
He still
Maybe a
thinks
late
face-off
sleeper.
wins give him points.
Yeah,
Face-off wins and PK.
yeah, that works. Yeah, that's not a very good strategy, I don't think. But maybe a late sleeper pick. But
So let's shift back because you're a world junior gold medalist.
Yeah.
Like how cool was that experience?
that was awesome. Yeah, I still, you just see guys that you play against now still that are still playing the NHL, good players. Like we had, like looking back at our team, like we had Tavares, Stamkos, Giroux, Marchand, Subban. I mean, we just had a lot of guys that are still playing in the NHL. So it's like, you see them now and you're just like, kind of like, hey man, what's up? Like, kind of just remember that time. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, remember what guys are like and stuff. So it was cool. We were playing in the Czech Republic and won a gold medal game in overtime. So it was awesome. So what's Saturday? Where'd you go for lunch in Party Beach?
You read my mind.
I'm not sure. Yeah. That was a good time. It was fun.
And something
we
that
won.
you'll live with ever.
Yeah,
forever.
I always remember when we scored in overtime too, because we were up 2-0 against Sweden we played them in the round robin and they beat us. It's the only loss we had, and they had a good team. And I think they would have had like Backlund and Berglund and
Like Hedman, maybe?
Hedman, yeah, because him and Tavares were like the guys that were supposed to go first overall the next year or whatever. So Hedman, they had Carlson, they were good. So we were kind of like, ooh, like who are they? You know. So they beat us in the round robin. So then we had to play to the quarterfinals, and so we had to win 3 games to get to the final, 2 games to get to the finals, and played them again. We were up 2-0 with like 5 minutes left. They tied it 2-2 with like 30 seconds left. So we're like, and they were all playing us pretty good and went to overtime, and then. We scored in overtime, and that was like, I was on the bench, and it was just like, all I remember is just like, we scored, and then it was just like a blackout, and then like, because you were just so jacked up, and then I don't know, it's cool when you're a kid, like I was only 18, so like you think it's like the coolest thing ever playing for Canada. Like it's awesome at that age, and it's
hey, even at
One
this
just turned 35.
man, even at this age is pretty fucking sweet.
He just wants to go to the Czech Republic for lunch, though. He doesn't want to play hockey.
Do you remember who scored the overtime winner?
yeah, Halischuk. Matt Halischuk, yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Still remember that for sure. It was awesome. Good memory for sure. It's cool too going to the tournament because you see all the guys that are drafted high that are kind of like, ooh, this guy's supposed to be a good player, but you've never seen him before. So you go there and you play against him, and you're like, you kind of realize, what level the game's at. It was pretty cool. It was fun. Obviously in Canada it's huge too. Like, it's not as big in Europe, but our first game we played the Czech Republic in Czech Republic, and it was pretty cool. That's awesome.
Did you catch any of the World Championship hockey this year that just happened?
No, you know what? I never really never watched a lot of it, just because I think once hockey's done, like whether you're in playoffs or not, your season's done. It's kind of just like, okay, like I'm completely zoning out hockey for the next 3 or 4 months here. Like I kind of just get away from it for a bit, and then you find August comes around, you kind of start getting the itch again. So that's kind of always been the way I am, but never really followed them much. This year, obviously they won, which is awesome. And even, the teams it's hard getting guys to go, I think, just because of the year we had to go. Training camps this year, everywhere you went, everyone had to quarantine for a week or 2. So everyone was tired of quarantining. So to go to this World Championship, I'm sure they had to do another form of quarantining, and it's just becomes a lot. But it ended up winning. It was cool.
So we're sitting here early June. Still probably a little bit early in the summer. And the season's a little wonky because it's going longer. But what's a typical day look for you right now? Are you back to training already?
Yeah. I used to take like a month off when I was like younger, and I found now that's just I can't do that anymore. Like I take like a week off of nothing, and then I'm like, okay, I got to like work out or something. And then I just feel better when I do a workout or something. But
we can teach you how to change that.
Yeah,
attitude pretty quickly.
Yeah, your old teammate.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll send you over my training plan.
Send me your
Dustin
program.
took a month off about 15 years ago, and it's still going.
Yeah, we so now I go to the gym in the morning. Right now my kids are back in school in Red Deer for like pre-K or whatever for a few weeks. So take them to school, go to the gym for a couple hours, go pick them up, come home. And the summer's nice. You got the afternoons, the days off to do whatever you want, and kind of go to the gym whenever you want. But I've always been pretty disciplined with training and stuff like that. So I enjoy it still. So a lot of guys get tired of it, but I haven't quite got there yet. I still kind of like it. So it's fun going in. And that's about it though. We spend a lot of time out here at the lake, and weekends I like to go camping, stuff like that. So that's kind of my typical day or typical week, I guess. It's pretty low key in the summer.
Do you like to train with the same group of guys? Like, do you like to train with other NHLers, or do you just like coming back here, training with your local gym?
Yeah.
Maybe your buddies back here?
Yeah, I've always kind of gone to the gym ever since I was probably 16, 17 with would have been Paul Postma and Colton Sevier and Matt Fraser and Chris Russell, kind of been the same guys that have been there kind of forever. So I've been going to the same place for a long time.
Maybe the best bantam team ever assembled in Red Deer, by the way.
We did have a good bantam team. Yeah, a lot of good guys. So those guys I played with then, we still go to the gym together and stuff. Now that I'm older, I just do my own thing. Like I go there and just put my headphones in, and because I just kind of know how to train. Whereas when I was younger, it was kind of like I needed a trainer to tell us what to do. We'd kind of follow orders, whereas now we all kind of do our own thing. And now I've had, a lot of guys, once you're older, you just have like injuries you got to deal with. So when I go to the gym, a lot of it's like, half of it's just like working on your shoulder or your knee or your elbow. And then And then after an hour, you're like, okay, now I better start my workout. And then, it's some days are long, but it's I can't complain. I still enjoy it. So it's fun.
You only have like 16 more years to catch joggers. So
keep it up. Seriously. Can you imagine? Even guys that are like, what's Chara, 42 or something?
I think he's like 44 maybe.
I don't even know how you do that, but
Postma and Fraser were telling some stories about Chara. We had him on the tea time there last Thursday, and just hearing some of the stories about
the pull-up
NHL and him just being a realtor and having his hobbies that are out. You don't realize that NHLers are real people, really. At the end of the day,
That's because you never were one, Dustin.
is that right? They're a lifeguard.
He's got you there, lifeguard.
Well, don't fall in the lake today, Dustin.
You're not coming for me?
No.
Did they tell you about the Chara? I've heard about his pull-up test or whatever.
Well, I've heard he's just an absolute specimen.
Oh, he's like 200.
I don't think we've heard this pull up. Do you know?
Pull-up
I
when
don't
your
know.
chin is already above the bar just by standing there?
I remember guys saying like training camp, he'd do like 30 or 35 pull-ups, and he's like 260 pounds.
Yeah.
So like, but on the ice, like he's so big. He's just a beast. Like you go in the corner with him, you're kind of like, this might hurt a little
and
bit.
he just looks mean on the ice too. Like you don't want to piss him off.
No.
Well, let's spin off that question. Who's kind of like the guy in the NHL that you're like, I don't want to go in the corner with you, like besides Chara?
Oh.
I mean, I'll take this one. Absolutely nobody. Sutter, he'll go in the corner with anybody. You pick a time and a place, he'll meet that guy in the corner.
I might get destroyed, but I'll still go there.
He'll show up.
No, I agree with
He'll
that.
show up.
Yeah, there's some, like, I think probably Ryan Reeves is still like, I mean, he's so big. Just tough. Like, he just plays hard. Tom Wilson, there's big guys. But, like, some D-men catch you off guard sometimes. Like, you don't know how big they are, and then they just get a hold of you, and you're like, uh-oh, and you can just feel it. It's going to hurt, but, signed up for it, so can't complain.
I don't think standing in front of the net with Shea Weber's all that nice.
No, but you know what? Now, you can, like, yeah, definitely. He's a beast, too. But now, like, it's so different than when I first came to the league. Like, you used to be able to, like, go in the front of the net with Chris Pronger was like, oh, God.
You're gonna hurt.
Like he's standing there.
They call him the human rake for a reason.
He's got his stick up looking at you, and you're like, oh, I got to go there. Coach is yelling, get to the net. Do I have to?
On my way.
Yeah, so it's changed a bit. Guys can't just like bury you anymore than they used to. I mean, now it's just a penalty, but they used to just give it to you in front. That used to kind of suck. But yeah, there's still some big guys.
So I'll steal this question. I think Dustin asked Matt Fraser and Paul Postma this. Who's one guy you played with in the past that's just like a great guy, an absolute beauty that's just your favorite your favorite teammate, I guess.
Who would you take out for lunch in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. That's a great way to
where would
phrase
you
it.
go?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
tough.
Okay, you don't have to name one, but if you had a couple or a handful of guys, like
Someone you're close with, yeah.
Well, I guess I could try to go through a couple teams or something. Like when I was in Carolina, we had younger guys, guys I lived with, Brett Carson and Justin Peters. They were kind of the guys that played with the American League and then a little bit in the NHL. Me and Eric Stahl became pretty close buddies too. Cam Ward was there too. They were good guys. The funniest guy was Ray Whitney though. He was
Really?
he was
Wizard.
the Wizard. He was awesome. He used to have he had a tattoo. I think it was of a baseball player, and he had it on his butt or on the back of his leg. And he would, like, you know, when you watch on TV, they'll show like the cameraman scrolling through the dressing room, and they'll show guys tying their skates or whatever. And like, it's kind of awkward because like no one wants to look at the camera, but the cameraman's there, like a guy with a mic, and it's kind of awkward.
yeah, I've seen the footage.
Yeah. So they would
Bookmark.
the guy would pan through the room and like go through like a bunch of the players, whatever. And anytime he had a chance, he knew it was coming to him. I sat right next to him for a couple of years. He would pull his pants down to his knees. And he would turn around and he'd shake his ass in the camera, and you could see that little baseball player. And every time the cameraman would just stop, and he'd just start laughing, and they had to cut it out and start again. So he was one of the guys that was pretty funny.
This is the hard-hitting news we expected.
Yeah, this is exactly who we
Happy
want.
birthday, lunch.
Yay!
So that was Ray Whitney. He was funny. In Pittsburgh, there's a lot of guys. We had great guys there. Tanner Glass and I were pretty good buddies. Guy from Saskatchewan, so he was. It's weird, like guys. I just find generally like guys from Saskatchewan, Alberta, we're all kind of the same. Like even guys into BC, Manitoba. Like whereas a guy from like the eastern part of the states is just like completely different lifestyle and stuff. So it's just different. Whereas I always kind of mesh with the guys from out west. So in Vancouver, we got an awesome group. In Boho, Red and I good buddies, JT Miller, Tyler Myers. We were all just there's so many good guys in hockey. That's the best part of playing hockey, I think. Like when I'm done playing, it's like, oh, I got to play with so many cool people, and you meet like, you know, their wives, and you get to know just their families and stuff. That's kind of the coolest part. So there's a lot of good dudes.
And then you can go back to all the different cities you've been and check out all the spots.
I was kind of thinking you can come back to Red Deer and play Mario Party with Morrissey.
All right.
Or come to a
I should have
35th.
started my question. Dustin Moore is the coolest guy I ever played with.
Attaboy, Morrissey.
You ever
boy.
think, you know, a first round draft pick in the NHL, you know, you're still playing for the Vancouver Canucks. Did you really think the highlight of your June would be someone's 35th birthday party on a boat recording a Red Deer podcast?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's about 8 degrees right now.
I can't even see the shore over there.
Dustin's radar skills are not good. So just another quick shout out to Ryan and Riley. We're under the canopy right now. They've got the cameras covered, their stuff covered. They are troopers. So
We're staying dry right now.
yeah.
I mean, June's not over. This may not be your highlight. It's going to be pretty tough to top. Like
Until next June, you know?
So as we could probably keep asking questions about restaurants all over the world forever, but the rain just keeps coming a little bit off and on, and we're gonna try to speed things up. And with it being Father's Day, and you said too, you're expecting your third child pretty soon. We already did some dad jokes, so I actually brought a game. It's called Laugh and Lose, the Ultimate Dad Joke Showdown. So Brandon, we're gonna have you read off from the cards just random dad jokes to the four of us. The first out of any of us to laugh 3 times has to jump in the lake.
Oh, I like it.
and no tickling.
Yeah. Yeah.
No tummy sticks.
Yeah, no tummy
No
sticks.
no
Spit and
tickling
chicklets
and
is
no using other jokes to make people
Oh my.
laugh.
Okay, but first, I just saw the first boat we saw today out there. He's fishing, I think.
He's probably
Trooper.
making
What an
sure
idiot.
we're okay.
He's like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so dad joke, right? Read this out. Okay. What did the aliens say to the garden?
What?
Take me to your weeder. I
No tickling, Dustin.
don't think we're going to laugh at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's junk.
Maybe I should take a couple and pick the one I like.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't count.
No, no. There's a statute.
There's a statute, he said.
Oh, this is pretty good, actually. You guys will like this one. What do elves learn in school?
What?
The alphabet. Dustin. Point for
One.
Dustin.
I thought I would be good at this one.
No, well, I'm laughing because
Doesn't matter. Can't laugh.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
You
So
can give me a
Dustin and
point if
Kevin
you
got
want.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought
Oh.
I was going to be stone
Wow.
cold on this game.
Oh, geez. Just give me a sec here. Okay, why can't stairs be trusted?
Ted knows.
Because they're always up to something.
Not if you trip on shoes and fall down them.
I was thinking we might need like Cards Against Humanity to make this a little more...
Yeah.
Is this the PG version?
It might be, yeah.
I guess all dad jokes are PG.
If we all win, then you go in the water.
Okay, why did the coffee file a police report? It got mugged.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That was good. That was a good one.
Bundy and Walsh.
Walsh
too?
too?
Oh,
Walsh is that too?
Okay, what did the strawberries say when his song came on?
Let's dance.
That's my jam.
That's Kevin. He's going in. He's going in.
In his,
Got me.
in his Rob Ray pants.
I think we're laughing. I think you guys are more laughing at each other's silence than you are at the actual jokes, because these aren't
I
that
laughed at
funny.
These two guys.
Yeah.
First two.
Kevin, you laughed at like 3 out of the 4
Well,
jokes.
they're pretty
Good.
funny.
That was
I
quick.
told you I'm in peak dad mode.
All right, so Kevin,
Those
we'll
are
at
good.
least, just because we want to get Ryan and Riley's equipment away as quick as we can, we won't make you jump in till the end of the episode, so you can stay warm until then.
Thank
But then you got to go in.
And then you have to swim to shore.
Deal.
Okay.
All right, so that game was quick, but Brandon, if you want to stick around, we got one more. We got a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be part of Ted versus Walsh, and we're playing a game called Prime or Pretend. I know Dustin and Lund, you guys got off kind of lucky on this one because coworker Erin actually insisted on making this game. A little bit of a spin on Netflix and nonsense. She went to Amazon Prime. Her and her friend Joe as well, who deserves a shout out. And Brandon, you're going to help us read these off. And since you're a UFA right now, you know, we're going to also get you to do the ad read. Because,
Yes,
just in case someone's listening, and maybe the most well-spoken guy on the boat anyway. So who is Ted versus Walsh brought to us by?
Ted versus Walsh is brought to you by Travis Kletke, chartered professional accountant and partner at Swainson Alexander, located downtown Red Deer. Building connections through exceptional service and trusted professionalism, one client at a time. Learn more at swainsonalexander.ca.
Yeah. If you don't
I'd hire this guy.
I can't believe you show up Lund like that on his birthday.
If you don't get an
Wow.
NHL deal, you got a job on this podcast.
I listen to the Stern Show a lot, so I got these ads down like the Tommy John underwear or
And no joke, that was one take. That was
one
good.
take. Even with
This
my
guy's
typo
good.
where I put Ted versus Walsh is brought to you by Twice. He even caught that. Lund would have read that out for sure.
Yeah. well,
A scholar.
yeah. This
All
guy,
right.
yeah, he knows what's up.
So yeah, we're 2-2. It's a heated battle, and you guys take it away.
So Dustin, maybe you explain the game here.
Okay, so those who on our previous podcast have listened to Netflix or Nonsense, same type of thing. We're doing Prime or Pretend. So Amazon Prime, I believe. I'm not really super familiar with this, but same type of thing as Netflix. It's either gonna be Pretend or it's gonna be on Prime.
So it's the descriptions of the shows are either going to be taken directly from Amazon Prime or completely made up. And whoever gets the most right wins this round of Ted versus Walsh.
So we're gonna take turns between me, you, and Satsi of reading off these clues. So who wants to go first?
So we'll let Sutter go first. I'll go second. You go third.
Sounds good.
And good luck to both Ted and Walsh.
How many questions are there?
10 with tiebreakers.
So I'll take it away, Sutter.
Okay. Number 1. When a killer lazy boy chair falls in love with a girl, it's up to a disgraced Jewish rabbi and a couple of broken-hearted detectives to figure out how to stop the bloody carnage that will follow. Titled Killer Sofa. This can't be real.
I'm a little worried about coworker Erin if that's the first thing she came up with. Prime.
Pretend.
Sutter, what's the right answer?
Correct answer is Prime. It's a real show. Oh man, that's gonna be tough to beat.
1-0 Ted.
Oh,
Lazy boy is really stretching those ad
Yeah.
dollars.
Hey.
Oh my god. I kind of
Sounds like a good-
I
yeah.
kind of want to
We're
watch
gonna-
that now.
yeah.
Okay, question number 2. A group of teenage girls summon an ancient man-eating shark after messing with a spirit board that washes up on the beach. An occult specialist must enter the shark's realm to rid this world of the deadly spirit ghost once and for all. Title: Ouija Shark.
I'm so
got that
happy
word
I didn't
right.
get that one because I don't know how to say that word.
You guys know what a Ouija board is,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
I think the spelling really throws you off though.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Ouija.
Ouija.
All right. Pretend.
That is actually Prime.
Prime.
That's a real show.
Oh, yeah.
That is a real show.
Man, I'm going to have a busy weekend here.
Yeah.
The old Ouija shark.
So it's still 1-0 Ted.
All right, question number 3. Single dad Ben buys a house in the suburbs to give him and his 12-year-old son a fresh start. Little do they know their backyard pool is infested with deadly man-eating sharks. Title:
There.
Pool Shark.
This is so far. This is the most legit one that I've
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, because we got someone else to make it.
Pretend.
Pretend.
Oh, it is Pretend.
Wow, good job.
Wow.
Good job writing
The
that
first
one.
one you guys got right. All right.
2-1
It
Teddy.
almost was too good.
So Satsi, you're up. Question 4.
A young aspiring comic book artist is gifted a mysterious pen that brings his drawing to life. Now his creation, Santa Jaws, begins to devour his family, and the remaining must battle for survival against this creature. Titled Santa Jaws.
Oh.
This sounded legit until the name
Yeah.
or the character. Pretend.
This is another real show.
Oh, I was,
This is a Amazon. This is
nuts.
actually Amazon Prime.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we need to put up all these titles at the end of
Yeah.
this because the first few are just nuts. All right, still 2-1 Teddy. Question number 5. A possessed piñata seeking to avenge the savagery that humanity has inflicted on his kind picks off a group of friends one by one in an unending night of terror. Title of this flick: Killer Piñata.
Oh.
I have one question. Prime or Pretend?
Prime.
Pretend.
That's another real one. It's Prime.
It's man. Aaron, did you just write one and just call it a day? And just
So we have a tie game
it's
here.
tie.
All right, we're on question number 6 now, boys. Whew, these are outstanding. A 5-year-old girl goes missing while looking for her cat. Years later, she returns home, unable to speak. The mystery of her disappearance starts to unravel as the body count rises. Title, Cat Got Your Tongue.
Oh, these are fantastic.
Pretend.
Oh, you guys got Aaron booked on the pretends though.
I think I've gone pretend like
This
5
is,
in a row because
I feel like they're always.
There's just no way that they're real.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this can't be real.
3-3.
All right. Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's you,
okay.
Cincy.
The volcano Devil's Peak is part of a cursed mountain range. When the mountain erupts, it shoots out zombified forms of long dead settlers. The town must fight off hordes of lava-filled zombies brought to life by a centuries-old curse titled The Burning Dead.
Is
It
it,
sounds like the sequel to Dante's Peak.
yeah, based on a true story.
Prime.
Pretend.
That's Prime.
Oh, another real one.
Should we mention that the loser's going in the league too?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I've read off 3 absolutely outrageous titles, and all 3 are legitimate Amazon
So even
Prime
though
shows.
this sheet says it about Prime, I still don't believe it.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
I'm
have
gonna. I own Amazon Prime, and I'm gonna.
well, you don't own it. You're a member of Amazon.
Actually, me and Jeff Bezos talked, and he's agreed to give it to me when he leaves.
okay.
So
You got some of that in the divorce?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, Louis good.
Along with Ted's
Actually-
lifeguard outfit.
Actually, Kev, why do you think he's getting divorced? I'm the third wheel. All right, question number 8. A retired veteran who loses everything gets a job doing singing telegrams in a bunny costume. One day, he sees something he wasn't supposed to. His telegram gig becomes a cover to become New York's vigilante bunny until he comes head to head with the cartel. Title, Ding Dong.
Okay.
Pretend.
Oh my god.
That is pretend.
That
Yes,
is, is that
that's
the first one you both got right?
I think
Is it?
No,
Or
we got
there's
a
one
couple
before. Yeah,
pretends,
okay.
yeah.
Pretend one. You can almost guess
It,
pretend
don't
every
think
it
I've
time.
said-
had me until Ding
I don't
Dong.
think I've said Prime since the first one.
I just wanted to clarify. No, Dustin's just asking for a spelling correction here on this next one. Are you asking? Are you asking
I
how to
say
spell
this
it, or
word?
how do you say it? Are you? How do I pronounce this word?
Definitely.
Okay, so are we at 4-3 Walsh?
He's up by
Yeah,
one.
Up by
Yeah.
one? Okay, so we're on question 9, Teddy.
Oh, you need this one,
I
Ted.
need the last 2.
Emma, a college student with a crippling fear of clowns, must come face to face with her worst fear when a possessed clown that has been terrorizing the town promises to kill her in exactly 2 days. Title, Clowntergeist.
Now I know what word you had trouble with.
Clowntergeist?
Pretend.
Prime.
The answer is Prime.
Oh,
That's a winner.
Oh, attaboy, Kev.
Oh, we got to go to question 10
Yeah.
just because these are outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you read
Last
the
one.
last one.
All right, number 10. A deranged young man donned in a clown mask made of human flesh terrorizes a small town with a series of abductions and murders. Neighbors Jenna and Owen search for their missing friend Zoe, who may be the latest victim of this local urban legend known as Clownface, titled Clownface.
Okay, I know how Aaron's brain works. I'm definitely saying pretend on
Yeah,
that
I'll say
one.
pretend as well.
Both wrong. Right?
Prime? Oh, thanks for writing 2 movies, Aaron. Jesus.
That's crazy.
Because you
That's
don't know
why
how
she.
our
That's
brain
why she
works.
switched from Netflix to Prime
Yeah,
because
there's
she's like,
more.
this one has way more
Oh,
shitty.
that's
things.
pretty good.
There
So
is,
Walshy,
yeah, there's a lot of
Walshy takes a
shitty
3-2 lead? Is
Uh-oh.
that what
Oh,
it,
you beat me at my own game.
and now you're both
3-2
going in the
lead.
lake?
We're going in the lake.
Oh, yeah, you both are going
God.
to the lake.
But I do have a 75-minute extra that we have to do to end the episode, and
sounds
then we'll
good.
go in the lake if we don't have to get the boat in.
We
Does
gotta go drop-
Sunsport rent hot tubs?
I got to be honest. I put the dock in a couple weeks ago, and it's freezing. And I've been to the lake quite a bit. With we got a hot tub, so in and out of the lake, but it's still freezing.
I was already in
and
a little
it's-
earlier, but it was not rainy.
Let's just jump off his dock
And then
go
into
in
the
his
hot
hot
tub.
tub.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
can
thanks
stay
for
on the
having
boat.
us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us for sleepover sets.
Well, hey, man, good job, Walsh. Thank you, coworker Aaron and coworker Aaron's friend Joe for writing those. I think I only said Prime once, so that's my own fault. That's like, you think, okay, the next one's got to be C. We've had a lot of B's and A's on this quiz, but good job, Walsh. Brandon, thank you for taking part in that game, too. That was pretty fun to have you. And, I mean, you didn't really have a choice. You either had to sit here
Yeah,
or
it'd be
swim
awkward
back.
for me to
Yeah.
not be part of it.
Yeah.
Be sitting there on a boat. I can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
literally in the middle of the lake right now.
Cut Brandon's mic for the rest of this,
Yeah.
and we're going to play a game, and you can just watch.
You can sit there in your birthday hat and just hang out with us and just.
He's
We
Lundy's UFA now.
Yeah, we should just do all our interviews on the boat. That way, they don't have a choice. They can't really go anywhere. So I like this.
Yeah, I'm sure Ryan and Riley can't wait to come back out on a boat. On that,
Yeah,
but
we got the thumbs up. We're good. Yeah.
But Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. And you do kind of now have to sit here awkwardly as we close out. And thank you again to our episode sponsor, Sunsport Recreation. Yeah, we had to battle a little bit of weather, but you know what? We were the only boat out here, which was kind of nice. And it was a lot of fun. So thank you to them for letting us do that. Thank you, Ryan and Riley. You guys could not look colder right now. You battled it out. I could see Riley. I was worried for his cameras too with the rain. So thank you guys for that. And as always, thank you to Bose, our presenting sponsor. Just a couple days, I guess by the time this comes out, everyone's going to be able to go to Bose again. So hopefully we see you all there. And with that, as always, guys, your final remarks.
Yeah, I'll go first. Happy 10th anniversary to my wife again.
Oh,
jeez.
You guys like that? Suck it up.
Every episode, there's something
Happy
like this.
Father's Day to Brent Sutter.
Oh.
Hey-oh. Double suck up. No,
Happy birthday, Dustin.
yeah, happy birthday, Lundy. But no, seriously, this is so cool having Brandon out on this podcast and on the boat, playing with Brandon back in the day and seeing him excel through the NHL is pretty cool for a lonely Dustin and Red Deer, and really looking forward to when he signs with the team I want him to this coming season.
Well, they're going to have to sign two people, Brandon, because his lips are glued to your ass.
No, but we're a couple days away from Father's Day. I know Bose has a great Father's Day box. If you're still looking, if any wives or mothers are looking for something to get their significant others, and looking forward to the next adventure we have with this podcast. Cheers, fellas.
Well said, Dustin. I mean, you always give props to the people that need it. Walsh, I don't think you threw your name there, but happy Father's Day to you too.
Thank you.
You jerk. And but let me just say, this is one of the coolest interviews we've got to do so far. I mean, I don't think we would have ever pictured doing an episode, much less an interview of a current NHL player on a boat. So this is really cool experience. Brandon, thanks for showing up today and participating in our weird games and answering my weird questions.
In your weird hat.
Yeah. And hopefully we can do this again next year, and you can tell us how much fun you had when the NHL's back to normal.
Yeah, thanks, guys. My hands are so numb right now. I'm sure jumping in the lake is going to make them feel way better.
Just don't lose your Invisalign.
Yeah. I don't have much else. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. That was fun. This is my first podcast. I think I told Moo that this was my first one. So good experience. I didn't think it'd be quite as cold.
Yeah.
Like you expect to be warm when you're doing a podcast, I think. Generally, you'd be inside a room or something. This is fun.
We like to be a little different. Like you think most podcasts would be warm and good, and we do the exact opposite every time. So we really appreciate it. Obviously, can't plan for the weather, and we've had some fun adventures doing our interviews outside, but that's just about it. Again, too, one thing on Bose, we don't know yet. We're looking to maybe have a bit of a party at Bose this summer or at the end of the summer, so stay tuned for more info on that. And as we head in, this is going to be the only episode in June. Obviously, summer's going to be pretty busy for all of us. We're going to do something in July. We're not sure yet, and August off, so maybe listen to this one a couple times if you miss us, or a good time to catch up. And that's it. You know what? I didn't think of a good closing line, so we'll let the birthday boy take us out here.
Hey, everyone, keep crushing it out there. You're doing fucking fantastic. Actually, Brad, if you could hit the horn when I swear, that'd be good. You're doing fucking fantastic. And I hope everyone has a great summer. Hope to see lots of friends out there soon. Cheers, everyone.
Oh, hey, I got one more nautical pun for you, Lund. How does the ocean say goodbye?
How?
It waves.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.